The sun shone brightly over the small town, casting long shadows across the deserted streets. The once bustling shops and cafes now stood in eerie silence, their windows shattered and doors hanging off their hinges. The wind whispered through the abandoned buildings, carrying with it a sense of foreboding that hung heavy in the air. Any sign of life had vanished, leaving behind only the remnants of a community that had been torn apart.
Amelia hurried down the empty street, her eyes scanning the buildings for any sign of movement.
The news of a zombie outbreak had spread like wildfire, sending the town into a state of panic. People had barricaded themselves inside their homes, afraid to venture out into the unknown. But Amelia was different. She refused to hide away, determined to find a way to survive in this new world. Her heart stopped. A group of zombies shuffled towards her, their decaying faces twisted into grotesque grins. With a steadying breath, Amelia knew she had to think fast. The zombies were closing in on her, their groans growing louder with each step.
S2. In a split-second decision, Amelia sprinted towards the car, jumping inside and hot-wiring the engine.
The car roared to life, and with a screech of tires, she sped away from the approaching horde, narrowly escaping their grasps. As Amelia drove through the town, she saw the devastation that the outbreak had caused. The streets were littered with overturned cars and debris, and the faint sounds of screams echoed in the distance. She knew she couldn't outrun the zombies forever. They were relentless, never tiring in their pursuit of fresh flesh. As she drove, her mind raced with thoughts of survival. This was a new world, a world where the dead walked and the living fought to stay alive. But as the days turned into weeks, Amelia's luck began to run out. Supplies were scarce, and the constant threat of the undead wore her down. She found herself surrounded by a horde of zombies, their grasping hands reaching out for her.
In that moment, I felt a sense of defeat wash over me. I was alone in a world gone mad, with no hope of escape.
But just as all seemed lost, Amelia remembered the words of her mentor, a grizzled survivor who had taught her the skills she needed to stay alive.
Remember, Amelia, survival is about more than just staying alive. It's about finding a reason to keep going.
She thought of the people she had met along the way, the friendships she had forged in the face of adversity.
Amelia, we all believe in you. Don't give up now.
With a newfound sense of determination, Amelia refused to give up. She had come too far to let the zombies win.
I won't let them take everything from me. I have to keep fighting.
With a renewed sense of purpose, Amelia set out to make her stand against the undead. She gathered her supplies and weapons, preparing for the final battle that would determine her fate. With a steely glint in her eye, she faced down the approaching horde, ready to fight with everything she had. Swan, this is it, I'm ready to face them. And in a blaze of glory, she stood victorious, the last survivor in a town that had been consumed by the darkness. S3, S2.
I did it, I survived, but at what cost?
But as the dust settled, Amelia knew that the fight was far from over. The world was still a dangerous place, and she would have to stay strong to survive in this new reality.
The battle may be won, but the war is far from over. I have to stay strong, for whatever comes next.